What's up, guys? It's your boy Pingy Gaming here, and before I even get started on anything, thank you for 100+ views on my last video, and thank you for 40 subscribers. So please continue to like and subscribe. Anyway, let's get into the video.
Hey guys,
today we are going to look at 10 Lost Secrets of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. And this is by Mob Entertainment, so this is official.
Keep in mind, this list does contain major spoilers for Chapter 2, so if you haven't played it yet, go play it, and then come back. You have been warned. Before we start, I want to let you know we're doing a giveaway for 10 copies of Chapter 2. More information on how to win your free copy later in the video. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1. Chapter 2's alternate opening. Poppy Playtime fans will remember that Chapter 2 opens with us exploring Elliot.
Yes, I remember this.
And eventually finding Poppy in a hidden room below. But Chapter 2 didn't always start this way. In a now deleted opening of the chapter, after freeing Poppy from her case, you wake up and are immediately greeted by the sight of Poppy peeking out behind the door. The sequence continues with you following Poppy as she slinks throughout various hallways. Following Poppy then led you back outside to where Huggy Wuggy fell in Chapter 1. What followed was a 10-minute parkour sequence down the
10 minutes. Parkour. Wow. I'm pretty trash at parkour, so probably wouldn't even be able to get past that part.
There were a few reasons this alternate intro was abandoned. The first reason was chasing Poppy was just turning out too funny. The sequence went through 3 major iterations, starting with you straight up chasing Poppy to follow her, but that just ended up being way too funny. Version 2 was Poppy peeking out behind doorways and walls, but that was almost even funnier. In the last version, you see Poppy's shadow moving across the floor and walls. This version was definitely the creepiest iteration, and it's the one we ended up sticking with for quite a long time. But in the end, it was abandoned for just feeling a little too cheesy. The second reason was simple. It was too long. You went through a 10-minute parkour sequence and a wild goose chase without really learning or seeing anything interesting. Which leads us to the final reason for the scene's abandonment. Mommy Longlegs had no mention or build-up. To fix these shortcomings, we completely redid the intro sequence. We first added Elliot Ludwig's office to the sequence, so you had an interesting location to explore. We then changed following Poppy to Poppy talking to you, to make her a relatable character instead of just a cheesy horror doll that you follow around. Then we added a scene forcing you to watch Poppy be kidnapped before your eyes, to build up the threat of Mommy Longlegs.
Remember
Finally,
this?
We had you jump down a slide rather than jump down catwalks for 10 minutes. In the end, these changes are why the alternate opening of Chapter 2 never saw the light of day. Number 2. Mommy Longlegs' alternate intro.
So,
Mommy's intro scene is one of the hardest things to get
yes,
right.
it's an awesome intro, actually.
Multiple versions of dialogue and pacing. These alternate versions, while relatively similar to the final, had a few key differences. Here's the first alternate version.
Bro, what's the censor stuff down here? It's kind of weird. It just ascends into the darkness.
In this version of the scene, there were a few key elements missing from a storytelling standpoint. 1, Mommy's introduction to the story didn't influence anything about your current objective. 2, the player had no reason to feel threatened by Mommy Longlegs because she had no prior build-up at the time. So we addressed some of these issues in version 2.
I see. I don't know if it's just me, but seeing a weird model, just a weird, like, still frozen model, just move, it's just weird for me. I don't know if it's weird for anybody else, but I don't know, it's weird for me. It uses some of the same dialogue, but with, like, different dialogue. And then eventually we got the actual introduction to her. The actual game.
So this version addressed one of the big issues. Mommy now kidnaps Poppy to give the player in order to play Mommy's games. But then we realized something. The player doesn't even need Poppy. Who cares if she's kidnapped? So Mommy showing up still didn't affect your current objective. So here's what we did to solve it. We had Poppy be the only one who knows the train code, so now you need her to escape. We also added that scene where Mommy comes out of nowhere and pulls Poppy down into the abyss. Problem solved. Now, Mommy steals her only way of escape, and watching Mommy kidnap Poppy makes her introduction all the more threatening. Number 3. The game station's lost design.
There's multiple game station designs. I really want to see this.
Mommy Longlegs, a playground for the kids, and entrances to the station's 3 main games.
I actually really want to see this.
The original design of the game station was absolutely massive, and featured a mural on the roof with a giant sun and moon illuminating the station. Although it looked jaw-dropping, there were 2 major issues. It was unrealistically big and was completely empty. It didn't seem like
There's
it
nothing there.
functioning location for
Where would the train even go?
a new design for the sun and moon, and a lot
Okay, I
more color
see.
in the room to make it more inviting for the kids who visit. However, it was still completely empty. So we went back to the drawing board, keeping in mind what a place like the game station would need to be a fully functional and realistic location. In the end, we shrunk the room, added a big playground for the kids to play in.
It's the game station we all know today.
Added structural supports for realism, catwalks for Playtime Co. employees to observe the things going on, and of course, added some classic Playtime Co. style branding. Number 4. Musical Memories Lost Design. Musical Memory used to have
I hated this minigame. This was scary for me.
In the original version, the walls were completely covered in TV screens of various sizes that would display the name of the button that you're supposed to press. And the buttons you press during the game used to be suspended.
It's so, like,
The
futuristic.
reason this design was abandoned was fairly straightforward. The aesthetic was too high-tech looking for Playtime.
High-tech.
The array of TVs and
Yeah.
mechanical arms made the room feel closer to a spaceship than a toy factory. On top of that, we also decided that we wanted to include an area where Mommy Longlegs could watch you play, and that just wasn't going to work in a curved room with a bunch of TVs. Number 5, Cassie Cutie Pillar.
Cassie Cutie Pillar? Oh, this is the person we saw in the game trailer.
She was a giant
It actually wasn't PJ Pugapillar.
eyes and 2 antennae.
Because it's definitely different from PJ Pugapillar.
Before she was scrapped. Though Cassie
Yeah.
was cute, we felt we had the opportunity to make the character more unique by creating an unholy combination of 2 different animals. So we went back to the drawing board. We spent a long time picking the right face for this new character, something that didn't feel too goofy for the statue section of the game. Eventually, we settled on the design that would become PJ Pugapillar. This was one of the later changes we made to Chapter 2, as we had already made a completely finished model of Cassie, complete with fur simulation and realistic eyeballs.
Oh my
We also
gosh.
created art of Cassie throughout the game, having to be swapped with the new PJ art. Number 6, Daisy the Flower and 7 other.
Oh, isn't this the person that we were supposed to see in,
Very similar to Cassie.
What's it called?
Daisy
Musical
was the
Memory?
original character that was going to be lowering towards you during
I'm pretty sure she
the
appeared in the chapter game trailer.
Suspended on strings with a very unsettling face. Like Cassie, Daisy also appeared.
Yeah, the official game trailer. Yeah, look at that.
Daisy was abandoned because we wanted a character with more theming and a way to alert the player that death was getting closer and closer. And this is where things got difficult.
Oh, I see how
Seven
that
completely
makes
different
sense.
character concepts for the musical memory toy: a monkey, a clown, a fox.
Bro, the clown would have been terrifying. I just don't like clowns.
A ballerina bird, and finally, a bunny. We liked the bunny because he had great theming with his symbols and clothes, as well as his symbols serving as a great audio tool as you hear him descending upon you in musical memory. After a few slight design tweaks and color variations,
Okay.
we finally got the Bunzo Bunny we all know today.
Bunzo
Daisy
Bunny.
the Flower wasn't completely absent from Chapter 2.
Okay.
As we see various art and posters of her throughout the game, as well as a
Didn't
full
expect
cardboard
that
cutout
to,
of wastelands from Daisy.
freaking jump scare me.
Number 7, Mommy Longlegs alternate designs. Mommy Longlegs went through dozens
Oh,
of
bro,
designs.
I wonder what her other designs look
Two
like.
of these scrap designs actually show up in Chapter 2 as
But,
well.
like-
Their first design was a noodling plush doll with button eyes. It was cute, but that was the problem. The design wasn't eerie enough. A few other things on top of
I
that
see.
was she looked too
Okay.
young for her name.
Yeah, I can see Mommy Longlegs in that.
It's fun to make sense.
Not in that other picture though. What in the world is that?
For the next design,
That looks like a straight Demogorgon.
as well as make her appearance a bit more creepy. She did look like a spider now, but too much so, to the point where we didn't think.
Bro,
it would
imagine
be
her having
realistic for
4
Playtime
arms.
to create a a toy like her. Another issue was this design didn't necessarily look like a toy at first glance either. The next designs really tried to push the creep factor in the face, and reel back a bit on the spider elements. This design passed where we came up with the idea of Mommy having limbs that could stretch. Originally, her limbs were going to extend in the form of plastic tubes, similar to the way a lightsaber toy might extend. This design was scrapped because of the challenge of making her limbs bend while also being made of extending plastic tubes. The variation of colors also made her design feel too sporadic and complex. To solve these problems, we came up with the concept of elastic plastic, a substance that Playtime...
There you go. I definitely like this elastic plastic model way more.
We also simplified her color pattern and gave her a spherical waist similar to
okay.
We
Creepy.
a few alternate designs after this one with more spider-like features. However, the problem from before still persisted that it was too spider-like.
That is definitely scary. Okay.
Number 8, the 6 lost toys. From the beginning,
there's 6 lost toys.
New toys present in each of the games in the game station. These became Bunzo Bunny, the Mini Huggies, and PJ Pugapillow. But before
I'm getting nostalgia from these guys.
Potential characters created to fill these roles.
Okay.
The Clown, who went through a few design iterations. Love Bug.
The Clown would have been terrifying.
As a rejected toy.
Love Bug.
A robot dog toy.
What's his name? Psy-Dog?
Lily the Frog, a frog on roller skates, and Monster Truck. That one kind of speaks for itself. Number 9, the quality control room and the production room.
I see.
In Chapter 2, before entering musical memory, we take a detour to the molding room where you create the green electrocan. In an early version of the chapter, every game you go to is going to be paired with a factory room similar to the molding room. Whack-A-Wuggy had the production room, and Statues had the quality control room. These rooms were never implemented into the game and were scrapped during the concept phase because they just seemed like unnecessary filler. Number 10, Mommy Longleg's death scene. One of Chapter 2's most infamous moments is the death of Mommy
yep.
After minutes of running away from Mommy, you're backed into a corner with no way out. Just as all hope seems lost, you pull down a lever that activates a grinder. Mommy's arm is pulled into the grinder and she desperately tries to escape, screaming for her life as she's slowly crused to death.
Okay, yep, I remember this very, very vividly. And I really want to re-experience it. Okay.
Pulled inside and grinded to a pulp, leaving her lifeless lower half to fall onto the floor. Here it is.
Oh, it's still got the same dialogue too. How does it go into her head? I see how it goes into her head now. Oh!
We decided to scrap this
okay.
for 2 reasons. One, the imagery of Mommy's upper half being dragged away would be more resonant than her lower half being dragged away. And 2, Mommy's head being grinded up might have just been too gruesome to show without the game getting an M rating. So there you go. Those were 10 lost secrets in Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. And in honor of Chapter 2's anniversary, we're doing a giveaway for 10 free copies of Chapter 2 on Steam. Click the link in the description below.
Okay.
Chapter 2 is also on.
So, hey you guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. And always remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, gamers.